Hello YouTube, this is Brian Hectic, and today I'm going to be doing my first airsoft review in about 6 years. So, without further ado, I give you the Umarex VFC-4 CRS airsoft rifle. I picked this up at Shorty USA in Newark, Delaware for about $360. Actually, exactly $360. Sup, no sales tax. So let's take a look at what you get for 360 bucks. You get the rifle, 400 round high cap mag, which no one even really uses that much anymore, but whatever, and a 1-year warranty. No, you did not hear me wrong, folks. It comes with a 1-year factory warranty from Umarex. That means if anything happens to your rifle, you just simply box it up, ship it to Umarex, and they will repair or replace it free of charge. That's unheard of in the airsoft world, a company that actually provides a warranty, but I guess Umarex and BFC were just that confident in their craftsmanship and the build quality of this product that they decided to provide a warranty. The way this warranty works is when you get your rifle, you will find a registration card. You're going to fill that out, then go online and register your rifle, and you're also going to hold on to your receipt, because when you decide to invoke your warranty, you will need to send them a copy of the receipt, and the gun will already have to be registered. I advise you do this right away as soon as you get the gun, and stow away all that documentation somewhere where it's safe. But needless to say, this is a great deal. So let's move on. So, regarding the build quality, this gun is mostly made out of metal and has a few plastic parts. So, the upper receiver is metal, lower receiver is metal, pistol grip's plastic, trigger's metal, trigger guard is metal, the four-sided RAS is metal, the flip-up front sight, come on buddy, is metal, flash hider is metal, the barrel is metal, the buffer tube is metal, crane stock is plastic, the flip-up rear sight, which is adjustable, is metal. Flipping it over. The dust cover is metal, which when you pop it open, it reveals the hop-up. The charging handle is metal, and the ambidextrous sling mount is metal. So that pretty much covers it. Please pardon the wire I have running across this rifle. That's for my GNP functional PEQ box with the infrared laser. I usually have it customized, but for the sake of this review, I decided to break it down to its stock form, just to give you guys an accurate look-see on the rifle. So, alright, I guess next we will move on to the pros and cons of this rifle. Okay, so my code regarding airsoft reviews is that I need to own the rifle for a long enough period of time that I can give an accurate review of how it performs, how reliable it is. Are there any flaws? Is anything going to break down further down the road? Does anything deteriorate on the gun? So like I said, I've owned this rifle for about 6 months, and I've used it in a variety of conditions. I've used it in the winter, in the summer, in snow, sleet, rain, and I'm still satisfied with it. That's not to say there aren't any flaws, which is what we're going to get into now. We're going to look at the pros and cons of this rifle. The pros and cons of this rifle. We'll just start with the cons to get it out of the way, because it's better to end with the pros in my opinion. But the first con I have is the crane stock. It's a little bit wobbly, and it's just, maybe it's just relative to the rest of the gun, but I just hate how it feels. It's just that cheap plastic, and it just seems almost like a clone build quality, like the build quality of like an Echo 1 or a JG or a SEMA or it. And I guess it wouldn't bother me so much if it didn't wobble and it didn't creak and make all that noise. But so that's my first con. Second con is the crane stock, and you can't see it right now, but there are plugs here in the battery compartment that are on the opposite side of the battery compartment from where the battery comes in. And they just pop, well, now it's not coming out easy, but when you're in the field, they just pop out so easily. And I've already lost one of them on the other side, and I had to put Gorilla Tape in there just to serve as a temporary solution until I can either find a replacement plug or another solution for it. But it's just, maybe I'm not seeing it, but I just don't see the point of that. Why don't you just have this whole part, these edges just sealed in? Why are they detached? Why are these plugs detachable? So that's the other con. Another issue I have is the buffer tube is a little bit loose. And it's not a big deal, and it's not hard. It's not a hard fix. You just, pop the crane stock off, slide a screwdriver in, tighten the screw that's connecting the buffer tube to the body of the rifle. But it just kind of irked me that it came out of the box like that. And another issue I have is, moving on, is when the rifle is in semi. It doesn't happen often, but I'd say maybe every 300, 400 rounds, maybe once or twice, the engine will seize up in semi, and then you have to flip it to auto just to get so the engine, releases again. And that happened a lot with my Echo 1s, and I just don't think it should happen with a high-end rifle. And I don't know if that has it might be an independent variable, like it might be the battery I'm using, like I'm using a 9.6 in this rifle. I don't know if I used a LiPo, if that would alleviate that symptom or not, but let's assume that it's not the battery. So I'm assuming it's not the battery and that it's faulty engineering on VFC's part. So that kind of irked me, but again, it doesn't happen a lot, so I'm not really stressing about it. I'm just trying to be objective here and point out some of the cons that I find with this rifle. So moving on to the last issue that irks me is this. So of course my camera's not focusing, but this is the warning that they usually have, like a sticker on the rifle, which is annoying. But what's even more annoying is when they decide to engrave the whole warning on the rifle. It just looks tacky, and it's just downright stupid. I don't see why they would do that. And the gun's so sexy, and then you just see that, and you're just like, ugh. But like I said, those are the only cons I have. Which, if you're listening, you should come to the conclusion that this is I'm very fond of this gun if those are the only issues I can have. So we'll just move on to the pros. Really, I love the build quality from here on up. It's solid, there's no creaking, there's no rattling, it just feels very solid when you shoulder it. It's great. I love the hop-up mechanism in this rifle. I don't actually know what on the inside of this specific rifle because, well, I can't open it up or I avoid my warranty and don't really want to do that while I still have it. But it's great. It's sensitive. It's responsive. It's not affected by weather. Like I remember with my old KWA, if it was cold out, the hop-up it wouldn't perform well. But with this gun, nothing fazed it. it performs through and through. It's a great gun. I love, regarding the trademarks on the other side of the rifle, I love them. Of course my camera's not zooming again, but this says Elite Force and has the Elite Force logo. It has the rifle model number, or the rifle model I should say. I love the way this selector switch feels when you select your different firing settings. It just has a nice crisp click, it just clicks right into place. There's no like halfway, it's just like you know where it's going. And it's great. So in summary, pretty much everything from here on of the rifle I love, but anything south, that's where I start having issues. Oh, sorry, I forgot one other issue. So the magwell, I'm assuming this is a VFC magazine, but any other magazine I use, it's like when you pop it in, you have to kind of fumble around to get the mag to actually click into place, and it doesn't have it's like very loose, but it doesn't fall out and it doesn't have feeding issues. So that's another issue I have. I almost totally forgot about that. But so that's the last issue, is the magwell just is not too friendly to other M4 magazines that aren't VFC, or that I have at least, which is King Arms and Mag Mids. So, but essentially those are the pros and the cons, and that's about it. So in closing, if it was on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, I would rate the reliability of this rifle 5 out of 5 stars. The build quality of the rifle, 4 out of 5 stars. The performance of the rifle, 5 out of 5 stars. The aesthetics and the cosmetics of the rifle, 4 out of 5 stars. But it's a great rifle. It does its purpose. It looks great. I mean, for $350, it's worth it. It was worth it to me, and definitely check it out. A lot of airsoft retailers sell them, and it's just been put through its paces, and it does what it's supposed to do. So this is the Umarex VFC-4 CRS airsoft rifle. I'm Brian Hectic. Thanks for watching my review. Subscribe if you feel like it. I'll be reviewing a few other rifles in the near future, so stay tuned for that. Take care.